Alright, today we got an announcement on a brand new game, Lord of the Rings Journeys in Middle-earth. The one game to end Descent. So, it's basically a tabletop RPG slash board game hybrid like Descent or Imperial Assault, but I really only played Descent, so that's the comparison I'm gonna make. Also, probably the game it was designed to take over for, because Descent, it's in its second edition. How many expansions they had? A lot? Yeah, it was a lot. I counted. Haven't heard anything about it for a while, and there's a lot of stuff in here that it's just Descent. They're probably not gonna have two medieval Tolkien-esque board game RPG hybrids out there that they're supporting, so yeah, you could probably wave bye-bye to Descent is my guess. Anyway, so it's gonna be a campaign-based game with multiple adventures. I think the first campaign was like 12, 14, something like that. It's in here somewhere. I'll probably find it. Put it in text. Anyway, each adventure is going to be like your standard board game experience, sort of large-ish board game experience. They don't really say how long it's going to be, but you know, these kind of games, I don't know, 2 hours, 2.5 hours, 90 minutes, something like that. Anyway, that's an adventure, a dozen-ish so of them, and they make up a whole campaign. Now the game comes with a free companion app to basically serve as the GM, I guess, which is sort of like what Descent had. I think Imperial Assault came out with one too. It was like an optional game mode where it would be the GM, the enemies. It would help keep track of stuff, make stuff easier. This, I don't know if this is required or if it's just another companion app like with the last time. Is it not optional? If it is required, I hope it's a bit more streamlined of a process. I'm not really sure how it would even be, but I was looking at it in the original Descent. I don't know if it was really worth the effort. I'd rather just have an overlord in Descent, but I don't know, maybe that's just me. But yeah, no one is playing as the forces of Mordor in this game. It's entirely done by the app. You move the minis around as the app tells you to do, I guess. And each enemy is going to have their own AI, which is kind of neat. They'll have different tactics, act differently. The board is very Fallout-esque. If you've looked at or played the recent game, it looks that way. But anyway, it's 1 to 5 players. You control one of 6 characters with their own character sheet. We got all your favorites here from the Lord of the Rings. We got your swordman, and your swordman, and your swordman, and all the other favorites. They're there. All your favorite characters are here represented in the game, and you can play as them. That'll be fun. So you got your stats to do skill checks with, like in an RPG. Although unlike an RPG, you don't actually use dice. You got your stat, which will help you succeed at the thing, and the random element, only instead it's going to be drawing cards from your skill deck. Each character is going to have their own skill deck. There's regular skill cards and skill cards that are just for them, and each of the skill cards will have a certain amount of success results on it. You'll need a certain amount in order to complete the check and do the thing, whatever task it is you're trying to do, and you draw a card for each rank you have in that skill. So if you're rolling an agility check with Bilbo here, then you're going to draw 3 cards, so you have 3 chances in order to get a card that has enough success results. But here's the thing with your skill deck, beforehand at some point, or points, I don't know, you have the opportunity to take cards from your skill deck and put them aside. Here's where these unique abilities written in the middle are going to come into play. You can use them to help you in different ways, but they won't be in your skill deck to help you with your skill checks to draw. And as you level up, you will be able to get additional skill cards to add to your deck. Now your hero's skill deck is also determined by choosing one of 6 roles. Everyone in the group is going to have a role for that adventure. So every game you choose what role. Like, are you the group's pathfinder to help you find unseen paths? I know there's going to be like side quests in the game in between the main adventures, so that might be a way of finding them. I don't know. You also could be the hunter, where you attack enemies that stand in your way. You could take on a new role in each new adventure, or choose to deepen your skill in your current role, ultimately giving you the freedom to experiment with dozens of combinations of characters and roles over the course of the campaign. Now there are a ton of miniatures in this game, 25 enemy miniatures, just the enemies alone. 25 of them, plus, the 6 heroes, and 31 miniatures. At least we're looking at. Didn't they release another game kind of within the last, I don't know, year or two that had like 30 some miniatures to come with it? How much was that game, I wonder? Oh, that's right, I remember now. An obscene amount of money. And how much is this one they're selling for? Oh, that's right, an obscene amount of money. Yeah, I'm not exactly feeling this right now. See, my game group, like many game groups, already has Descent and an expansion. We've barely even played that game. And this just looks like a more advanced Descent. Definitely a next stage in evolution. It looks cool, but is it cool enough to buy when we've barely got to work out with Descent? Maybe if our group were sick of Descent, but even then, depending on how much money we invested in Descent, I don't know how many groups are going to want to move on to this. Don't get me wrong, the game itself sounds like it could be kind of fun, but $100 for this game. I'm not feeling it. I'm really not feeling it at all. Mostly I think this is going to appeal to hardcore Lord of the Rings fans, of course, and people who never really got on the whole Descent train, but maybe were considering it. But yeah, this is not exactly doing a whole lot for me. What do you guys think? Are you feeling it? Are you feeling the game? Does it look like it's worth it? Oh, if you pre-order, you get a big old map. There's a big old Middle-earth game map, if you care. So that's something. Yeah, this one's gonna be a pass for me. Alright, that's it for today. If you like this video and want to see more, I come back soon. I'm filming other news updates very quickly when I get them out. Come back soon, they'll be here. We got Star Wars, we got the Android Netrunner, what is it called? Shadow the Beanstalk, the source book for Genesis, that'll be coming up soon. Alright, bye-bye.